Class 6, welcome to your science class. In this presentation, we will learn about the adaptations for the aquatic habitat and we will learn about acclimatization. So let's start with the first topic. The plants that grow in fresh water are known as hydrophytes. So aquatic habitat consists of two types of water. It can contain fresh water or it can also contain salt water. Saltwater habitats are also known as marine habitats. So the plants that are basically growing in fresh water are known as hydrophytes. The first picture is of lotus, the second picture is of pistia, which is a grass that grows in water, and then the third picture is of hydrilla, that is a submerged type of plant. Some of the animals that are found in the freshwater habitat are frog, water snake, and various fish. Now marine water plants are some seaweeds and seagrasses. So as previously stated, marine is the salt water which are found in the seas and the oceans. These are some of the examples of marine water animals, that is turtle, crabs, octopus. Apart from that, you find seahorses, jellyfishes, stingrays, prawns, etc. Now coming on to the adaptations that are seen in the aquatic plants. The plants that are floating in water, they have poorly developed roots, as the water currents might damage their roots, so they are not able to develop proper roots. Then the plants that are submerged inside water or underwater, they have very soft stems so that the water currents does not break them. Then the plants that are in water, they are adapted to have special tissues that help them to take in dissolved gas from the water. So for the exchange of gases, they are having some tissues. Plants like lotus remain fixed inside soil with the help of roots. It appears to be floating since their leaves and flowers float on the surface of water, but their roots go down to the base of the pond and it fixes itself inside the soil. Next adaptation is that flowers of the aquatic plants stick out above the surface of the water, which helps them in pollination. Then they have a waxy coating on the leaves and on the stems that prevents the plant from rotting. As you all know, if any part of a plant is submerged or if it is underwater for a very long period of time, then they will start to decay. So to avoid that, they have a waxy coating in them. Now the adaptations in the aquatic animals. Aquatic animals have a streamlined body, which is a boat-like shape of their body that helps them to cut through the water and swim easily. Next adaptation is that they have gills or blowholes on their bodies to breathe. Some fish like whales and dolphins, they do not have gills, so they have a blowhole on their back of the body. So whenever they need to breathe, they come to the surface of the water and they give out a fountain of water, which is their way of exchanging gases. Some aquatic animals like frogs, ducks and seals, they have webbed feet and flippers which helps them to swim in water easily. Some slow moving animals such as the sea stars, they are preventing themselves by producing chemical substances which helps them to sting their enemy. So this was all about the adaptations that are seen in the aquatic habitat. Now moving on to the last topic, that is acclimatization is the process in which an organism is adjusting to a sudden change in its environment. For example, when the people who are living on the plains, they move to the mountains, they climb mountains, they find very hard to breathe, their body feels heavy and they start to feel dizzy. So this is because their body is not adjusted to the changes in that particular environment. So because the oxygen content on higher altitudes decreases, so oxygen is less there in the air, so when they get back to the planes, their body gets back to the normal mechanism. So this change which the body was feeling, or which the body undergoes when it was on higher altitude, that was the acclimatization. Now here are some other examples of acclimatization. Sheep grow very thick wool when they are in cold climates, but as soon as they shifted to warm climates, they start to grow thin layer of wool. Then fish are able to adjust gradually to changes in water temperature and quality, and some of the fish that are brought in the aquarium, when they are not able to acclimatize to the environment, they die in a few days time. So this is why acclimatization is an important process for the survival of our body. Then the salt content of sweat and urine decreases as we acclimatize to the hot condition. So the people, when they move from colder condition to the hot condition, the salt content inside their urine and sweat decreases. Another example of acclimatization can be seen in people who migrate permanently to higher altitude or to the mountains. So their body naturally acclimatizes to the new environment by developing an increase in the number of red blood cells, because red blood cells are the cells that are actually carrying oxygen inside your body. So to increase the oxygen carrying capacity in the blood, their body is increasing the number of red blood cells in order to compensate for the lower levels of oxygen intake, as we previously discussed that the oxygen content is low in the mountains. So this is the mechanism of the body in order to fight for the lower levels of oxygen, and this is the reason why the people who are living in the mountains permanently develop rosy cheeks. Now you may think that acclimatization and adaptation are similar things, because in both the cases the changes are being made by the body, but yet it looks similar, yet they are very different. Let's see the differences in acclimatization and adaptation. Acclimatization is a temporary change, while adaptation is a permanent change and it stays on further. Acclimatization, the adjustments made by the body is made in a very short time, but in adaptation the adjustments are made by the body over a very long period of time, and it affects the whole group to which it belongs. For example, if there is a webbed feet of duck developed because of it living in the aquatic habitat, then all the ducks are going to have the same kind of webbed feet. Then the last difference between acclimatization and adaptation is that acclimatization only occurs in the lifespan of that organism, and when the person dies, then the acclimatization is over. But adaptation affects the evolution patterns of its species, means it is again carried out in the further generation of that particular species. So that was all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.